Ah, yes. It's time for Monday Mirages.
It's a little different this week. We're looking towards the future more so than the past.
I
this week on
thought
Monday
you were saying
Mirages.
because I was here.
No. We'll start with this. Tonight's Home Run Derby, which you can hear right here on ESPN Radio 104.5, the team starting at 8 o'clock, will be an all-time great Home Run Derby. Real or Mirage?
I think real, but my only problem is, and the reason I'm actually kind of leaning Mirage, can it live up to the hype? Because we are so hyped for this. I mean, Judge is this rookie phenom. Bellinger also rookie phenom. Between the two of them, what do they got? 55 home runs or 54 home runs or something like that. And then the guy who was Judge before Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, in his home park. Gary Sanchez. I mean, it's got the makings of one of the all-time greats, which is going to be hard to live up to.
I'm going real. It just needs an iconic moment. Like the home run hitters in this, when we look back 10 years from now, we're going to remember all these names and think, wow, we saw Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge and Bellinger, all these guys in the prime of their careers and young in their careers participating in this. This was awesome. But what happens for home run derbies is that you need that iconic moment, a moment that separates that from another home run derby. Todd Frazier was amazing. Some would say it's the greatest home run derby ever. But it helped because he was in Cincinnati when he did it. Yoenis Cespedes was great in the home run derby for years, and Giancarlo Stanton set records, but did the certain moments stand out from that? When I think about the home run derby, I think about moments like Ken Griffey Jr. hitting the wall way out in Camden Yards, and I think about Mark McGwire blasting it over Fenway Park and the big monster.
Hamilton just going off.
Hamilton going off in Yankee Stadium and Sosa hitting the slide. There has to be some iconic moment tonight that makes this home run derby live on, whether it be a home run or something funny that happens during it.
Well, I can tell you two things that are going to happen a lot. You're going to hear the phrase exit velo, and I just expect Judge to hit one over 500.
That's so far. That is an absolute blast going 500 yards with it.
Baseballs are juiced. You've seen what he's done in batting practice in the past. He hit that window in Toronto. He hit broke a TV at Yankee Stadium. I think it's gonna be a show.
Do you think the pitcher will trend tonight on Twitter, whether they're doing good or bad? That always like the X. I know we're breaking down the home run derby, but seriously, it's become a factor now because of the speed and everything involved.
Well, that and the fact that it's the same guy for Judge and for Sanchez.
Yeah.
They love him. Danilo Valente. He is going to be pitching for both. 51-year-old from Cuba. He's been a Yankee, part of the Yankee organization since 2007. He's the batting practice pitcher since 2014. He's the guy. They're both thrilled to have him. So hopefully his arm doesn't get worn off on one of the guys. Like Judge doesn't go out and if Judge and Sanchez both have monster first rounds, hopefully he's still got a little left in the tank.
All right, here we go for another future one. Of the teams competing right now for the American League wild card spot, you have the most confidence in the New York Yankees for the rest of the season. Real or Mirage?
If I say real, does that mean I don't think they're going to win the division?
Yes.
Mirage, they're going to win the division.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to... Look, they've got a couple days to rest. They're getting Holiday, Castro back. I think Bird's coming back sooner than we think. I think this little mind game that's being played in the media is going to make him come back. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. We'll find out. But also, cash, man. Straight cash, homie. He's going to go out and get some players. So I'm going to say Mirage because I think the Yankees are actually going to take the East.
I'm going real because I feel like Brian Cashman is willing to be a buyer. If something needs to happen for the Yankees, they need an upgrade in the 7th inning. They need an upgrade at first base. Brian Cashman will make the move. He made the moves last year to dump Andrew Miller and move our Aroldis Chapman, and by dump I mean send him to Cleveland. And those worked out because they picked up good prospects. I know Cashman can and will do it. The only other team that I look at right now in the standings and wonder, man, this team could be really good and really dangerous come September, is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or the Los Angeles Angels, or the Halos, whatever they want to call themselves now. Because remember, Mike Trout's been injured, and the Angels are still in contention. They're about 2 to 3 games back. If they can get an upgrade here and an upgrade there, maybe a little bit more pitching, maybe another hitter, this is the window where you have Mike Trout and a good Angels team that they can finally go off and win. Nobody's going to catch Houston, but this might be the Angels' time to make some movement there. So look out for the Angels in the second half of this season.
The Angels. All right, I'll watch for them if that's what you insist.
Terry Collins, Jay Bruce, and Matt Harvey will all finish the season as New York Mets. Real or mirage?
That, my friend, is a straight-up big old mirage. You got the players questioning Terry Collins in public now, which was the one thing that you didn't really see too much of before. Harvey is just not a Met. Jay Bruce's contract makes him extremely valuable. I think there's going to be a big old for sale sign out in the lawn at Citi Field. So I'd be shocked if any of those guys are. Harvey might stay put, but that might be the only one.
So you think Collins gets the boot before the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I for a long time I thought that was going to be the case, but what's the point of firing Terry now or in August? There's really nothing. He has 1 year left on his deal, but just let him finish out the season. You're not going to bring somebody in mid-year and change anything with the Mets. I think Collins finishes it off. I think Harvey. Bruce is the most likely to go, so I'll say mirage as well. Somebody makes, maybe it's the Angels. Maybe they're the one who makes the move and brings in Jay Bruce. I don't expect him to finish off this season with the Mets. I got three more.
Sorry, I can't see you. There's a beautiful gap-toothed giant on the TV behind you.
There he is, Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is doing this press conference live from the Home Run Derby.
Don't you love this move, by the way, for the media guys? This guy right here, and I don't know who he is, but if you've gone to these things like Levack and I have,
he looks totally creepy.
You stay out of the way of the camera shot because they need that footage to roll back at like local news or whatever, so you kind of like make a semicircle around the athlete or coach. This guy could care less about the semicircle. He is right in everybody's shot, and he is right behind. Yeah, come look at him, Woods. This guy is right behind Judge's shoulder and asking him questions, so he's cutting off everybody else's question. Good for you, the wily veteran. This time next week, Levack, real or mirage, the New York Knicks will actually have a GM. President of basketball operations, decision maker. We'll
hire somebody.
Right.
Mirage. I think they whiffed on Griffin, which means they're going to have to really dig to get the right guy. So I think short of naming Mills I'm hoping it takes longer. Because if they go early, it only means one name to me. Because there's only one guy that they already have a relationship with who I think could take that job with the parameters set for it.
This is the classic Monday Mirage question because you're kind of like trying to get the sand away from your eyes. You're trying to figure out what's really in front of you. And that's why the answer is real. It is Steve Mills. We just can't see it right now. Probably next week they're not going to make a move. They haven't interviewed anybody. They're going to let Steve Mills figure this whole thing out. They're going to let him be the decision maker. Nobody seems like, as you referenced earlier in the show, to be the one to answer to Steve Mills, because he's the one making the calls now. So I think it's real because it's already been decided after the Tim Hardaway Jr. deal that Steve Mills is the guy. So I'm going real with that. Two more here for you. Amanda Nunes withdrawing from UFC 213's main event just hours before the event will damage her career forever. Real or mirage?
Mirage. All right. I don't think it's a big deal. I think if she really had a head cold, so much of her fighting style is an intense barrage. If she can't breathe, she can't do that. Because you're only going to get a couple punches, you're going to be winded. So unless she's ducking this fight because she's scared, and if that be the case, you will see that happen, because this fight is going to happen. She'll be fine. I think he's mad right now. I think Dana White's mad. He's angry. He should have heard about it sooner. But this is the fight game. People get hurt. People get sick. What are you going to do?
She's projected, at least people are wanting her to be the next Ronda Rousey, the best female fighter in the world, because she was the one who knocked out Ronda in less than a minute. Damage her career forever? No, it's probably a mirage. If I had bought a ticket to that event just to see Amanda Nunes, though, I would be furious. I'd be like, I bought this ticket to see her. If I bought the pay-per-view hours before she withdrew, I would have been furious because, hey, I spent the money to see her. But I didn't. She hasn't hit that point for me as a sports fan yet where I'm paying money to go see her. I would pay for a Ronda fight, a McGregor fight, John Jones later this month, but Nunes is not at that level yet. I was figuring out other ways to watch the fight. I went to some weird websites. I think I got a virus on my computer. Last one here.
That's not what it was for.
Real or Mirage, you will see the new Spider-Man reboot in theaters. It made $117 million over the weekend at the box office.
Real, I'll absolutely go see it. I want to see it bad. It looks fun to me. It looks, just the little glimpse we got of him in the Civil War, Captain America Civil War, I thought it was really well casted. Because this kid, Spider-Man's supposed to be snarky, supposed to be like a little sarcastic, more funny, witty. Garfield did that kind of. I never liked Toby. I thought he was too whiny. It's just, I couldn't do it. So I'm excited about this one.
As a comic book fan that you are, I feel like you would be conflicted here because this is the third version of Spider-Man since like 2002 or 2003. So when they continue to like redo the movies with different actors, doesn't that take away from the character?
Like I said, I liked Garfield. I thought he was good. But no, the bottom line is this. Before Disney bought Marvel, and I'm not just saying this because if you round it out, we work for Disney. Marvel was going bankrupt, so they were selling off their great characters. So like Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Spider-Man are owned by Sony and Fox and whoever else. Marvel makes great movies to the point where Sony went, hey, all right, well, we're going to let you borrow Spider-Man again. We'll work out some financial agreement. So this is going to be Marvel's first chance with Spider-Man.
I'm going to go Mirage here. I really liked the Garfield one, too. I thought I was going to be terrible. I saw it and I'm like, wow, this is actually a pretty good movie. I think the Tobey Maguire trilogy, the second Spider-Man movie, not the one with the Green Goblin and a young James Franco, William Dafoe, I think's in that one. That was good, but it wasn't as good as the second one. I probably won't see it, though, because it constantly gets rebooted all the time. And I'm sure Zendaya, who's playing, I think, MJ in the movie, I'm sure they're all good actors, and it made, like I said, close to $120 million. So there's still a market out there for it, but I'm Spider-Man out, man. I started getting out of the Avengers once they did Avengers 1. Like, I was into it when it was just Iron Man 1 and all the other ones, but Thor 1, and they finally did the big one in 2012. I was all about it, and I don't know if I've still been into it since. I want to see, I'm seeing it Friday. I'm seeing the movie with Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell, Bringing Down the House or the house or whatever. I want to see that Friday.
That looks good, too. No, I'm like I said, I'm all in on Spider-Man because if you're a big nerd, you know that the Avengers Infinity War is going to be kind of the arc of that whole Avengers thing. And then it's going to be more Spider-Man, and they're going to try and get back the X-Men. And, Deadpool 2 is on its way out. There's a lot going on, buddy. It's a good time to be a geek.
Did I say Aaron Judge was going to hit a home run 500 yards?
Did you say yards?
I thought I said feet, but someone on Twitter just told me I said yards. You know what? I'm going to stick by it. He's still going to hit it 500 yards.
Yeah! He hits it 500 yards. You can have tomorrow off.
It's not going to happen, but that's Money Mirages. Thank you, Jay, on Twitter for the correction.
That is real. Yeah, I always screw those up. I just love that everybody listens that close. We got some news as far as this home run derby goes. We're gonna talk about the two New York boys. They are bringing special tools to the party. We'll talk about those next.